start, red dot is there, it says record. If you tap it at any other time, it's not pausing it, it's stopping it. So you'll end up with loads of little videos, so it's best to leave it running.
Okay.
Otherwise I end up taking hours just to upload 20 videos, which are only about a minute long. Just leave it running now.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Right. So, front end, obviously we've got Wastemaster Acroll in the pack. And the gas as well.
Is the waste pipe in that as well, is there?
No, I think the waste pipe, that's also waiting with it's coming on the order with the gas pipe.
Okay.
Right, we should turn up to this morning, they said.
Right, okay.
Right, so A-frame should, obviously, basically the same.
Right.
You may, I don't know if you had a stabiliser in the last one, if it was that particular one.
Similar.
Was it the red handle like on the coachman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all we did is change handle.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so if you're aware of toe ball, obviously it needs to be grease-free and paint-free. So if you've got a new toe ball on your new car, then...
The toe ball's a bit rusty on it.
Right.
Yeah, don't know what you put on it.
Well, clean it up, you can use like sandpaper or
yeah,
whatever to clean it up. And then obviously don't put any oil or grease or anything on it.
No.
But it's a detachable one, or is it an
No, it's a factory fitted.
Yeah.
But I completely forgot what it needs something on it.
It needs to clean it on. Your brake cleaner can do
Can
it.
you do that now?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah,
Thanks. So handbrake.
Yeah.
And if you had that similar one before, you may have had the button perhaps.
Yes, there was a button.
Yeah. So this one is just a push down,
Right.
and it's got a spring loaded. So just be careful when you've got cold fingers and somewhere near that, it's going to hurt. So keep your hand on it, keep it under control.
There we go.
So that brake obviously is a lot easier to put on anyway.
Right.
13-pin electrics. Hopefully your new car's got nice 13-pin electrics on connection on as well.
Yeah.
Breakaway cable.
Yes.
Again, no, shouldn't be any different. ATC. I'm assuming you probably didn't have that on your previous van.
No.
And I don't know if you've heard of it or not.
No.
And what that does is it's a safety system. The van starts snaking, so if you've got a bit of weight on the back or someone's flying past in the white van,
yes,
it causes your van to get a bit of a wobble on. What that does is just applies brake slowly enough, and it just slows the van down to bring it back in line with your car.
That's good.
Okay? Yeah. If you unload it incorrectly, so if you pile a load of stuff, heavy stuff at the back of the van, you'll just feel it going dunk, dunk, dunk all the time because it just want to keep pulling the brakes on to try and straighten it up. So you'll definitely find that out once you start driving. But as long as you load it sensibly,
you
shouldn't have any problems. Okay, gas. I don't know if you had on your previous one the regulator, or where the regulator was positioned on your last van. If it was connected, the regulator was here on your gas bottle.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
So it's like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Or did you have the butane that clicked on the top?
I think it was a butane click on the top.
So the blue bottle.
It was a blue bottle, yeah.
So the regulator now, well, it has been for a few years now, it's actually attached to the caravan. So what we're waiting is for this kind of pigtail here, which attaches direct to that. So it's a screw thread. I've got the hand type one on mine because I do quick change anyway, but you can get the spanner type one, it's just direct to that. Okay, so that fitting there is what you'll have on your caravan. There's a screw fitting there.
So you fit that, you take this off?
Yeah, you take that out and it just screws in and spanner tight if you have the spanner type one or the hand type one, which one they can supply. Okay. 240 cable we've got here, we've also got your winder handle.
Oh right, so handy, yeah.
And we've got all the bits which I'll show you which are in the other one. Okay. Right, coming round here, obviously you had water inlet on your last van, you may not have had an onboard tank, I'm not sure.
We did, we bypassed it.
Alright, so you've got an onboard tank on this one.
Right.
So we've got a filler, which that label's in the wrong place, that should be in the top one. So we've got, this is your pump.
This is ours now,
yeah? This is yours, yeah.
Okay.
So that has got a pump on the end. Oh, sorry, you can see that.
Yeah.
When it's in the acroll position,
or
direct to tap it as it should be, that is just being used as a pipe. So it's sucking water from the acroll, acroll, and it's using the onboard pump to draw the water in into your taps, into your boiler. Okay? If it's in that position, so you take it out and put it into that position, that is just to fill the tank. Okay? So then it uses the pump from the outside to push water into the tank.
So it says direct to tap?
Yeah, no, they're the wrong way round. That should say direct to tank there. Well, I can tell that because it's got these two electrodes, which, if you see that one, hasn't got electrodes, so when it's using it as ordinary onboard pump, it's just pulling this water through as a pipe.
Swap them around, so
that's it. Okay. If you see that one, that looks pretty similar.
Yes.
What that is, I'm just thinking I've got a customer up there who's not getting any water, I'm just wondering if he's plugged it into that. External shower. So we've got an external shower pipe with a shower head on it.
So if you're somewhere hot,
it's not hot water by any means.
So if you're in France or wherever, you can
have a shower outside if you want it. I think maybe you can wash boots off or dogs, kids, anything you want to wash off. Well, it's just that one going big. Right. So battery, So as I said, we've got ours fitted at the moment, which I'll fit yours after.
Okay.
240 connection.
Yes.
And also, if you can see there is the motor mover key point is there. Have you had a mover before?
No.
No, so I'll explain that one after as well.
Yeah.
And we've also got external aerial point there as well.
Right.
So you can connect to your bollard if you're not getting a signal on the aerial on board.
Yes, yeah.
Some sites have
Some sites have it.
an aerial booster that connects to the bollard. You can connect direct to that. Okay.
Okay.
Right, coming down here, wastewater outlet, just underneath there.
Yeah.
Just two. You may have had 3 on your last one.
We had 3.
I'm not sure what they wanted to do for
No,
you, but
because
obviously
we couldn't figure out which ones they were.
and how to get them all together and into one. Toilet, flush tank. So your flush tank may have been down here before.
It was.
The flush tank reservoir you
Yes.
fill from there. So your pink chemical water. If you're up on our site and you want to use the emptying point on the pitch, which you can empty your toilet on the pitch if you wanted to, it's the green one.
Right.
And if you're using the ordinary chemical toilet emptying points, pink chemical, blue chemical,
Right.
you can get the green one.
So you take this out by just.
Yeah, so you just lift that lever, which is the actual handle, slide it out. If it's not sliding out easy, then the likelihood is you left the wastegate open.
Yes.
Go back, push it back, close it,
Right.
slide it back out. So what we've got here now, this is my colleague came up with, is what is called a unisex toilet emptying device. So you can see obviously handle and wheels.
We'll cancel that.
You don't see many ladies emptying toilets.
You do well, Prentice.
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 do. You don't see many. I must admit, it's usually a chatting point for the blokes. So mechanism should be the same.
Yes.
Air bleed.
Yes.
Obviously you drain out through there,
Same.
and obviously you can open that up through there.
It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
And that just slides.
Because it's
And
the
in there.
plug to
Yeah.
empty.
So your drain down is actually on a pipe now, on this little ledge.
yeah,
A lot easier to drain down than that if you have that little tiny plug in the corner.
Exactly.
Okay. But what you can do is obviously best thing to do is drain it down using the flush.
Right.
So using the flush button on this one, electric button there, if you had on your last one, flushes it out the system, also it flushes out to the pump.
Right.
So any water's obviously held in the pump or anything in obviously cold weather, you've got that risk of freezing. Okay, as you come round, obviously you've got your
All right, here we have the
bike rack.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I don't know if you had a bike rack before.
No, we haven't.
So you've got these 2 clips holding it.
These are there now, you don't take them off?
No, you don't need to. No. You could take it off if you decide you weren't going to use the bikes.
No, it's...
But obviously that's when you... Obviously not.
we
You want that out of the way.
We've been carrying bikes inside the old caravan.
Right, it gets knocked back. Yeah, it gets knocked back. Just be aware of, obviously be careful how much weight you put back here. Make sure you're balancing it out at the front.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that ATC we're kicking in quite often.
My bike is extremely light.
Yeah.
So we need to maybe think
Yeah,
about
light bikes obviously is important. So you've got these clips, they just come up onto the handlebar or the
right.
yeah, so they just slide up.
So they slide.
There's a bit of water being
So
held in
they
that.
slide
That's the
up.
furthest one, and that's the
And
obviously.
you put it.
Yeah, just
handle
done straight
that
onto the brake frame. Also, you've got obviously the wheel carriers, so they will slide to it. Obviously, depending on what width the wheels are.
Sure.
Then you just got that you just pull out, put it through the wheel, that locks in. So this strap exactly the same on here as well. So that strap obviously you undo and strap around there to stop it. Otherwise, we bouncy.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That just clicks in.
Into
So
the,
be very.
clicks out as well.
Yeah, that's it. Just pull it.
Pull it.
Just be careful when you're doing that, because I was very close. When you're winding the leg down, you stand up.
Yeah. And
Or
you-
if it's fully down as well, and you're doing
There
that.
you go.
Obviously, my head's as planning as or not. Find yourself on the cable. Right, and you can also see
the camera.
camera. When you've got bikes on there,
Yeah.
the likelihood is you're not going to see a lot if the bikes are in the way.
No.
So just be aware of that.
Fair enough.
Okay. Right, coming down here. Obviously, the other thing, it's very important that you check your wheel nuts. Okay, I always check mine before I travel.
Okay.
I've got a torque spanner here. I will check them before you leave.
Right.
Do make sure you are checking them. It does tell you on here, 130 newton meters on alloy. It does say steel setting as well, but it's obviously the alloy one. You want to concentrate when you've got alloy wheels.
Tyre pressures, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, tyre pressure's there as well, which is 62 psi, but you've also your alloy wheel torque setting, so 130 newton meters for the wheel nuts.
How do you, I'm not used to that.
No? So obviously you get a torque spanner.
Yeah, we've got one in the
You've got one of them, yeah. So set it to 130 newton meters.
All right.
Yeah, and then you just click. That's set.
Can I show you mine to see if it's...
Yeah, well, some you obviously it needs to be go up to 130 newton meters for the start.
Probably not be like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. And it's important to check because you definitely don't want any caravans coming back even no wheels on them. It's not very good.
He's got loads of stuff in the books now. He won't be able to find anything.
No. That's the problem. You load up ready for going away just for a weekend or just for a week. Oh, not a week. Even for a night. How much people do with them? Oh, better bring this. Oh, might need that.
Yes.
I think that's not a torque spanner. It's just a wheel nut spanner.
Yeah, it's just a wheel.
Yeah, it's just a wheel nut spanner. So you can still do it via that, but a torque spanner is a lot better. So obviously that will give you a definite tightness. Because sometimes over tightening things like this can be just as bad as under tightening.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
On the outside here, 2 48 outlets.
Right.
So you just plug anything you want to in your awning. Gas barbecue outlet.
Right.
So again, you can draw gas from in there out for a barbecue if you like to. Then also it comes with jacket.
Yeah,
It does come with a small waste tank.
So that's what that is, because we've seen that inside.
Yeah,
one.
so that's
Short-
a small
one.
Yeah, so you've got a small waste tank there. If you want to use that, that's your shower pipe. So the external
yes,
shower
right.
pipe, you've got the same type connection as your pump. Then there's also a wheel lock in there as well. Okay.
So that's extra. Sorry,
Oh,
what was
sorry,
that? What
yeah,
was that?
that's your jack.
Jack.
Yeah,
Right.
so you've got jacking points just behind the wheel. Hopefully you won't need to use that. But
So where's the spare wheel?
spare wheel's on the slung. On
Right,
this,
okay.
yeah, it is on this one. Yeah. Yeah, so that should be just behind the axle again. On an underslung, you can see under there.
And how do you get it off? Just
Yeah, so you pull the pin out.
yes.
So all you do is pull that pin out, unscrew that,
Okay.
pull the frame towards you and down.
Okay.
And you should. It's really awkward to get that wheel off, to be quite honest.
Okay.
So if you remember the AA or something like that, it's probably better
Just call them out.
call them out, because especially if you're on a motorway and things like that, it's a bit dangerous.
Right. Yeah.
And obviously bounce around. Or if you just park up across next to a curb, you're not going to. You need to
get
jack it up quite high to be able to get that out.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Right. Next thing we've got. Find the keys. Right. Key wise.
Okay.
One and a spare. So one does all. So
All right.
So depending on which one you want to use, the
So it's
foldy posh one.
2 keys, right?
Yeah. So just 2 keys. One does all.
Fine. That's
Okay. Then you've got alarm fob.
Right.
Torch is the top one.
Right.
Alarm set is the second one.
Okay.
One beep on. One flash from your lights.
Okay.
Press it once again. 2 beeps, 2 flashes, alarm off.
Alarm off.
Okay.
That's
Third button.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so you can set that. Also, do that via the app. Also, there's about 3 or 4 ways to switch your only light on and off, and then alarm program as well. So there's that. That's the last one.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Right. You'd like to go inside now?
So that's all right.
When it's a bit warmer. Obviously, it should be a lot warmer than what it is out here,
That's it.
which wouldn't be difficult. It's nice in the sun, but
You've
when
had
you
it
get out in the sun,
done.
it's a bit cold and dry.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll just put my slippers on. Otherwise Graham will shout at me, get the carpet dirty. What we've got is this nice control panel up the top here. Just come out of there. Right. So obviously this is going to be a lot different from your last one.
So right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've still got the similar things there compared. I'm just trying to think. Did you have a control panel here with just little switches, or it was little tiny switches, kind of across on by the like this kind of
Yeah.
Yes.
area? Right. So what we've got is 12 volt master switch.
I mean,
So-
sort of
For switching your 12 volts on,
right.
is that button there. That switches all your 12 volt systems on. So obviously you need that switched on when you use your van. This is just your menu scroll. So up or down. So you press it up, it goes all the way around and comes back to the same point. You press it down, it comes back around to the same point again. And that button is a select button.
Right.
If I wave my hand in front of it,
Comes right on.
it lights up. Water pump. So there's your water pump switch.
Right.
The main light's master switch.
Okay.
Master switch for your dimmer lights. So the ones above the lockers is that one.
Okay.
Then that one is your awning light. So as I said, you've got a few different ways of switching your awning light on.
Yes.
I just thought, there we go, we're switching them ones on. Right.
Right.
Okay, so what we're showing in the centre of the screen, Sargent, that is the actual manufacturer of the electronic systems. That's the type we're running on.
Okay.
14.4 volts, that's the battery going through a charger at the moment. That's why it's showing that high. L is for leisure battery. See that little sun that's just flashing up? You'll see that every now and again. That's the solar panel saying it's active. A little flash of electric, that's you got a 240 connected.
Right.
Obviously clock.
Yeah.
And this side here,
Right.
see that is a fresh water tank. So your onboard tank, that's showing level. So you can have about 4 or 5
right.
blocks to see how level that is.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So if we go through the menu, just go.
So when we arrive on a site, we just put, setting up, we just press
Yeah,
that.
12 volts on.
And
Yeah, that's
take-
what
take
you know.
it from
Yeah,
there.
what you normally do. So you switch your 12 volts on.
Okay.
Before you switch your water pump on, just make sure all the drains are closed down.
Yeah.
And then you can switch your water pump on, get the water system exactly the same.
So there's the hot water tank bung in now, it's not drained, you know.
Yeah, we've got water in it now, yeah.
Yes, fine.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've got it all up and running.
Right. Good.
Okay?
Okay.
So, menu, we can scroll up and down with that. So if I go up, system settings, we can set the clock from in there, we can set the screen, how long that stays lit, the same with the LEDs. We can also pair your phone up via Bluetooth, which I'll do after. Fridge settings, we can control the fridge from here as well, if we really wanted to. Okay, it also controls heating, so we can control the heating from that as well. It's got its own control panel for the heating, but we could control it via this if you wanted to. Dimmer level, so the dimmer lights above the lockers, which that one doesn't look like it's switched on at the moment. Which one was it? There we go. So that one there. So if it says dimmer level along the bottom there, we can actually change the level of the light. So we can do that manually by this button here.
Right.
If you have a look at that lock, it's dimmed. See that one above the main lockers now. If I just keep pressing the select button, it'll just increase it by 5% increments up until
I see. Yeah.
Okay.
up to 95% or 100%, depending on where you want to set it. Okay. Internal temperature, that is the actual core temperature of the van. It's not the air temperature we can feel now.
Right.
The air temperature, the heating is controlled by the actual heating system.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see that says 22 degrees, that says 16. So that's the core temperature, the fabric of the van.
Right.
AC limit, when you're on site, you plug your electric in. You can, if you use too much electric, trip the bollard.
Sure.
Okay, so with this you can actually set a limit. So in the centre is what we're actually using at the moment. If I press select, I'm limiting it down to 5 amp. So if we switched anything else electrical on, and that centre there is what, as I said, is what we're using. If it goes above that what I've set, it'll actually start shutting down the kilowatts on the boiler or on the heating system. So kettle on, it'll start shutting that down.
Right.
Kettle switches back off again, it'll bring it back up again. So
what's the usual limit?
It all depends on what site you're on. If you're on club sites, they tend to be around about the 16 amp. Obviously ours up there is around about 16 amp. Some tell you you've got 16 amp, it may not be. On the continent they can be less, 10 amps. So that's when you could set that.
Okay.
Most of the time it's more going to be more of a use to probably in the winter time when it's colder. You're going to be using more energy, more heating, cooking or whatever. Okay, so you can set that all the way up to a maximum of 16.
So max 16, right?
Yeah, or you just switch it off. Yeah, so you can just have it. And
you don't have to confirm it, just
just set it to where it is.
Itself,
That's it. Yeah. So next one, tank fill. So you've obviously got an onboard tank.
Right.
You've got that outlet on the outside. You've got the one where you plug it into the top one.
You can avoid the tank if you want.
Yeah. So if you want to fill the tank, you press that. That will start filling your tank. Obviously, as long as you've got it connected into the top inlet, and obviously you've got water in your acroll.
Yes.
See this little icon on the screen now? That's saying we've got tank fill on. Obviously, it's not connected, so it's not filling it.
Right.
And when it reaches full, then it will switch itself off automatically.
Right.
Okay. If it doesn't, it will just overflow out under the van. Okay. Next one, select battery. If your vehicle is still attached to the caravan on site, you could actually draw 12 volts from that. Ooh, we'll bang your head. Obviously, it's not probably a good idea.
No.
You go and drain the battery on that, you're obviously in trouble. Solar to vehicle, so we got what power we got. Obviously it's quite a bright day today, so that's obviously operating. So it's showing voltage and ampage there as well. No vehicle battery, it showed you the voltage on that. Obviously it's showing a figure, but obviously it's not connected. Laser charging, as I said before, so 14.4 volts is what's being pushed into the battery at the moment. Then we come back round to Sergeant.
Right.
Okay. So your basics are switch your 12 volt systems on when you get in the van.
Yes.
Switch your water pump on when you're ready. So when you've got all the taps shut and your drain down shut, then you can start bringing water in. Same as your last one. Get the air out the system.
Yes.
Fill your hot water tank, and then you're ready to use. Then you adjust your lights.
So is the hot water tank button? That does it automatically?
Well, what you do is you get it through. What do you mean, as in filling it?
No, we had a button to put the hot water on.
Yeah, well that's all controlled from the Aldi control panel here.
Right.
Okay, which I'll show you now.
Fine.
All right. So what I'm just going to step outside because otherwise it's a bit tight. And let me just have the noise from outside, I'm afraid. Right. So this heating system, I don't know if you're aware of, is Aldi.
So this is heating and hot water.
Yeah. So it's one unit which is sitting in that corner over there.
All right.
So one unit does. So you've still got your hot water tank in the centre of it.
Yes.
And it also heats the fluid which is circulating around the van, which is actually an antifreeze mix. So it's not the water that's in the hot water tank. It's a different one that's flowing around the van to heat it. Yeah. So the hot water tank is still the same sitting in the centre.
Right.
To switch it on is that one there.
Okay.
Okay. Green light inside it. that means it's okay.
Yes.
If it's red light inside it, it will tell you something on there.
Right.
There's usually a failure or there's an issue. The main one you're likely to see is gas failure. It'll say gas failure. There'll be like a warning triangle, gas failure. That's because one, you haven't turned the gas on, or you haven't got any gas. Okay, so they're the common one you'll see. Okay, what we're showing on here, all I do, I just need to increase the temperature. I'll show you this in a second anyway. Right, what I'm trying to show you is there. Right, so that little circular icon there, that is your circulation pump for your heating. If it's there, obviously it's circulating the heat around the van.
Right.
If it's not there, it's not circulating the heat around the van.
Right.
Okay, so that there is to say we've got 240 available. So the switch is switched on, or you have got it connected to your bollard, and that there is room temperature. Okay.
So if it gets too hot, you come back to here and
it's if you're too hot, it's thermostatically controlled, so that pump will switch off when it reaches the temperature you've requested. So if we go into menu, so at the moment I've requested 30 degrees to show you that circulation pump.
Yes.
So you can set it to wherever you want to, 22 degrees or whatever.
Yeah.
If I press that there, we're about 22 degrees, so it's not far off. Just warms up a little bit more in here, and it'll shut the circulation pump off. When the heat drops, or the temperature drops even, obviously below that temperature, then the circulation pump will switch back on again and bring it up to temperature. Okay. Next one is water treating. So that's water treating off. Press the plus button, it goes green. Half a triangle coloured in. Don't ask me why it's a triangle, it is. And half coloured in. That's your normal running for your water heating. Okay.
Right.
Set to that is your normal running. If you want to, you can boost it. So if I press the plus button again, full triangle coloured in. What that'll do is concentrate all the heating on the boiler. So hot water for 30 minutes. Okay, unless you switch it back manually. What it will also do in that meantime is switch your circulation pump off, because it doesn't want the heat being drawn away from the boiler. It wants to hold it there. So say you wanted to use a shower on board.
Yes.
Do that 30 minutes before you want it, and that increases the temperature. Okay, cheers. So if you want obviously to boost it, you can. Otherwise, you just do normal running.
Right.
And then that will do that.
So with a half triangle, you can have the water heating and heat.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next one. So what we've got here is energy. So that's all energy off now.
Right.
Press that one. It's electric we're looking at now. So 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt.
Right.
And then the compressor kicks in on the back of the shed and makes a racket. So before, if you remember, you would have had a fire and you would have had the boiler separate. Okay.
Yes.
This is trying to heat up the hot water and the room. So 1 or 2 kilowatts is not a huge amount of energy. In the summer it's probably okay, you give you hot water. In the winter, 2 kilowatts is probably going to suffer. You may suffer because it might not be hot enough to what you want. So if you imagine you compare that to home, a kettle, that's about, what, 1.5 litres of water, and that's about 2 kilowatts.
Yes.
It's not trying to heat the kitchen at the same time. Okay, this 2 kilowatts is trying to heat 10 litres of water and this room. So 2 kilowatts on its own in the winter, it may struggle, it may get you warm enough, it may not. What you can do is try 3 kilowatts, but if you're on a low amp bollard, 3 kilowatts might trip it. So what you can do is operate on gas also. So it's prioritised to electric, but it will run gas if it needs to. So what it will do is, obviously from cold, use both energies, gets up to temperature, it'll shut the gas off. It'll tick over quite nicely on the electric then. Obviously how well insulated these things are, door shut.
So you leave the gas on all the time?
Yeah, in this kind of weather, yes, I would.
Yeah, because
it's up to you. Find what's the best obviously for you. But if you're 2 kilowatts overnight tonight and it's cold, you probably will feel the temperature drop.
I know we've just been old-fashioned putting the gas off at night. You know.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do. A lot of people are scared of gas. I have mine running all night. They are gas tested. They're safe.
Yes.
If it's overheats or does anything, it shuts itself down anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So if they are intelligent, these things, it's the same with your fridge. Same with anything. It'll just shut off if it detects a flame failure or whatever. Okay. Right. So that's all that bit there. There is further menu, if you want me to confuse you with all that lot as well. But this is your basics. So switching it on is there.
Right.
That's telling me I've got
heaters on.
Yeah. So heating and circulating at the moment. We've got electric connected. I'll show you the button in a minute. There's a button on the consumer unit which I need to show you, and then room temperature.
Right.
Then if you want to increase the temperature, plus. So it goes as maximum of 30 degrees as you saw there, or it goes as low as 5 degrees.
Right.
And water heating is either off, on, or boosted.
Yeah.
And then you either got 2 kilowatt,
or
3 kilowatt, 1 kilowatt, or gas, or both.
Right.
Depending on how you want to operate it. Okay.
Yeah, what's the ACC?
That's not connected. That would be an air conditioning unit if you had the one.
Okay, right.
Okay, and then A, that's just activated functions, which is switched on at the moment, which is communicating between these two.
And what's the bottom one?
That's further menu, which is, there's quite a few in there if you want me to go.
No, that's the further menu.
There is further menu on there. That's obviously you can go through it at your leisure if you want to, but there's basically I never go any further than that. I've got exactly the same system on my van. Once I'm on site, I set it to whatever temperature I'm comfortable at, water heating on, what energy, that's it.
And that's it.
That's it. You don't need to bother with it again.
Right. No,
unless it's getting too hot or it's getting too cold, then you can just adjust it. But
fine.
All right.
Yeah, good.
All right, I'll come back in now so we can shut the door. Because we've got one leg cold and one leg warm. Shut the door. Right. So consumer unit, which is sitting as in that one. Confuse myself. So if you remember that little plug that's on the heating system,
Yes.
Heating and hot water, orange button.
Yeah.
You see that? Have a look at the camera. The orange button is your heating and hot water. If that is not switched on, that was not good. No, I don't know what happened there, because whatever that was not. Was it tripped? Yeah. I'll get an engineer on that, because that was not right at all. I've never had that happen before.
Wow.
Is
your finger all right?
Yeah. They just went flash. Oh, that's strange. That is strange. I'm gonna say it hasn't tripped 12 volt and everything. It's just the 240's just gone off. I don't particularly want to touch it again.
No, exactly.
Right. I'll see it. What I'll do, I'll get the engineer in it shortly, but obviously that's 240 volts gone because of whatever reason.
Right. Don't touch anything.
No, I won't touch anything.
So what we'll do, we'll just pass that one for now. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
But the other things we've got on there is your charger switch.
Right.
Reverse polarity. If you've gone on a continent,
Yes.
that's an indicator light.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you had before. You may have had a plug plugged in.
Yeah.
And
That
one,
does-
2, 3 lights. Yeah.
Yeah. So that does the same. It just lights up.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 240 trips.
So it lights up when it's correct.
It lights up. No, if it's reversed.
Right.
So if it's wrong, it will light up a red warning light.
Okay, right,
Yeah. So then you need your adapter, whatever, to
Yes.
power off that.
Right.
System shutdown button. That is your 12 volt system's shutdown. So if your screen looks a bit odd and it's got all sorts of things on it,
Yeah.
just switch that. It's like restarting your computer. So you just switch that off. Also, what that does, if you're in storage, 12 volts, obviously you can drain your battery down. There's little things that could be in the background running. You switch that off when you're in storage. It will obviously slow the drain down. It's also got your solar panel. As long as you haven't got a cover over the top,
Yes.
it will still provide power to trickle charge your battery.
Okay.
Okay, and then you've also got your 12 volt fuses.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I could smell a bit of electric-y type smell in.
No, not really.
No. That was odd, that. It was pretty odd. Very strange, that. I will get an engineer. Well, when you go back to ground, we'll get an engineer and check through all them electrics.
Okay.
Might just be have a loose wire somewhere, which you shouldn't have, but right. Right, what we'll do, we'll go through the app now. So if you want to get your phone, we'll get your app on. I'm going to connect you.
Just go. Dwi redan on the car.
I'll go and get it in the car.
Oh, you've got to the car. All right.
Sorry, I put my bag back in. May I have one hot, Tim?
All right.
Right, hold on a minute. I'll just switch that.